Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this signature guitar licks we're looking at 4 Joe Satriani licks, all in A minor. We'll start with the shortest, which is probably the easiest one as well, and as always there'll be timestamps for each tab lick in the video's description and that pinned comment. A really vibey blues-infused lick to kick things off with. What gives this attitude is firstly playing it with a confident right hand, secondly playing it swung. So rather than being straight 16th notes, it is more of a bounce to it. If you want some more cool bluesy rock cliches along the lines of this, check out that tutorial with the card in the top right. In terms of the notes, we're bending the 4th up to the 5th, 5th on the B string, root, and back to the 5th. Flat 7th being bent up to the root, or maybe slightly shy of it. You could do a 3/4 bend if you want, which at faster speeds you're probably likely to do. Then we've got the root, 5th, flat 3rd, which is bent up to the 4th for some tension. Return to pitch, and then bend once more with a quick return to pitch and some vibrato. You'll want that same style swing that we had with the last lick as well here. Another great way of getting a Satch sound is to play a bluesy lick at a fairly high tempo with a fair amount of gain, decent pick attack and this swing groove. For less bluesy Joe Satriani ideas based in Phrygian, check out the tutorial with the card up there. We're beginning by bending the flat 3rd all the way to the 5th. So your target note is here. After this, we have the root. Flat 7th with a 1/4 tone bend for some bluesiness. Root again, flat 7th, and then a grace note slide from this flat 7th up to the root. Flat 3rd and 4th on the B string. In this next bar, we're bending the 4th just maybe a bit shy of a tone, so the pitch is somewhere in between the blues note and the 5th. I'm using my middle finger for the bend, and reinforcing it with my first finger. My little finger's going on the 17th fret. The root, same kind of 4th bend thing again in root move. Then we do another bend with some vibrato, just for some cool rhythmic variation, then the root again. A final 4th being bent up, and then a kind of double stop thing here to wrap up the bar. So for this double stop you can play the E and the B strings together, or just hit the E, because we can have this ringing out from the previous bend. You return it to pitch, then we have flat 3rd, 4th, pulled off to the flat 3rd, root, flat 7th, root. A little bit of vibrato on the end as well. So we can also add rhythmic variation to our How to Play Like Joe Satriani checklist. in the 4th beat of that first bar there. We're going root, flat 7th, to the 5th, to the 4th, which we bend up a semitone to the blues note. Then we have 5th, root, flat 7th with a little bend, root. This little set of 3 notes is textbook Satch. You'll hear this all over as improvising. 5th, ideally hammer on this flat 7 and pick it if it's sounding too weak, and bend, root, 5th again, then the theme gets switched up. We go root, 2nd, root, flat 7th, root, 2nd, flat 3rd. In the next bar, a semitone bend going from the 2nd to the flat 3rd. Listen out for this move. Satch tends to use this a lot when improvising. Often it's using it as a bit of a breather to decide where to go to next. And we have some legato. We have the flat 3rd, root, 2nd, flat 3rd, 2nd, root, and that again. Then a variation. So this time we have the rhythm staying the same, but melodic variation, a sort of inverse of what we saw with the last lick. Not dissimilar to Dave Murray from Iron Maiden. If you want to learn about his trilling legato style, check out that card. But yeah, we get the flat 3rd to root, flat 3rd, root, flat 7th, root. And this legato is split across the bar here, so what we're doing is hammering on the 2nd, flat 3rd, pulling off down to the 2nd, root, and then flat 7, root, then legato the flat 3rd, 2nd, root, flat 3rd, 2nd, root. Revisit that theme from the last bar. So again, flat 7 being bent up a little bit, root, 5th, then we're pre-bending the 4th up to the flat 5, blues note, and releasing it to pitch. You can either end on the 4th, or you can kind of go back up if you want here. They both sound pretty cool. A more modern rock lick here, which is really the final checkpoint on the playing like Satch sub-lesson going on here. He'll quite seamlessly mix more traditional licks with much more modern ones. Specifically that first bar pattern is really quite common in his playing. He'll often do it much further down the neck, which is much more of a stretch but sounds just as cool. On top of that, he's not afraid to add in a good novelty noise like the pinch dive bomb, card up there for our tutorial on that. So theory wise, what we've got is the 4th, down to the flat 3rd, root, flat 7th. Make use of pulling off on that E string, picking it would be an absolute nightmare at high speeds. We play that another 3 times. Then a pretty structured legato descent, so try to pick this as little as possible. That's the challenge there. With stuff like this, you can really hear how much of an influence he had on teaching a young and impressionable Steve Vai. Aye, so we get a 4th, 2nd, flat 3rd, 4th, flat 3rd, 2nd. Then I'm lightly lifting my first finger off the string and sliding down for the position shift, then hammering on to this 20th fret. So something like lifting up slightly so I don't get the slide coming in, moving down, and hammering on. So there, I slid too much. We want that kind of sound going on. I have put a slide in the tab to show where the position shifts are more than anything else. It shouldn't really be audible in the lick. Then we've got the flat 3rd, root, 2nd, flat 3rd, 2nd, root, slide down again. Same idea, same pattern as well, just going through the scale. 2nd, flat 7th, root, 2nd, root, flat 7th. I position shift and onto the B string, where we're going flat 7th, 5th, flat 6th, flat 7th, flat 6th, 5th. Sliding down again, we've got the flat 6th, 4th, 5th, flat 6th, 5th, 4th, onto the G string, and we have the 4th, 2nd, flat 3rd, 4th, flat 3rd, 2nd, sliding down again, flat 3rd, root, 2nd, flat 3rd, 2nd, root. A two-tone bend pushing the flat 3rd up to the 5th. So we're targeting this note. Then we have root, flat 7th, sliding root, flat 3rd, root to wrap it up. A bit of vibrato on the end there as well. As a side note, you could do some vertical vibrato on that note if you wanted a slightly more contemporary or out there sort of sound. Like I said before, I'd also try picking this as little as possible as a bit of a legato exercise. Just make sure to use your right hand's palm and fingers to mute the strings as much as you can. Those were 4 Satch guitar lines. This has been Signature Guitar Licks. That's the playlist there. For more of Satch's tricks like his pinch dive, check out this 3-minute lesson. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this and want to stay up to date with new content, hit subscribe, click like, that seems to really help the channel out. Share with your friends, leave a comment, question or suggestion, and enable notifications by clicking that little bell on the side if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.